Whenever you're ready, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. When your lungs are full, breathe out. Perfect. As you connect with your breathing, you can feel how your body's listening as you ask for deeper breaths. And it's not just your diaphragm giving you deeper lungs full of air. It's also the muscles in your body understanding that there is nothing to hold your breath for. And you can relax. Now I'll describe my answers to the question of what do I think benefits you to remember, so you can be on the same planet as me at the same time, more comfortably in your life, in your body. And I believe that at this time, we can breathe as deeply as we need to, and there's nothing to hold the breath for. You can feel your body responding, not just in the lungs, but in the muscles as they get the message that it is safe to breathe in this world, in this life at this time. At least you don't have to suffer the distress that comes from holding your breath, as though there's anything to hold your breath for. If you agree with me that the circumstances permit you to breathe, then you can take some deep breaths and signal to your body that indeed it's safe to breathe. Now we're going to go through a process of using this mind-body connection to deepen the relaxation in your body intentionally. Bring your attention to the top of your head. And imagine there's a wave of relaxation beginning to spread all the way down. Imagine that the relaxation is softening the muscles around your forehead and your eyebrows and your eyelids. Then feel that relaxation go deeper down through the muscles of your face, to the muscles of your mouth and the muscles around your jaw. It's especially the muscles of your jaw that sometimes need the extra reminder that they can relax. There's no impact to brace for. Those muscles can soften and those muscles can relax. Then send that relaxation from your jaw down into your neck. Those muscles also sometimes need the extra reminder that you can relax, that the muscles can soften, and indeed, there's nothing to brace for. If you agree with me that where you're seated, there's a 0% chance of any impact, then indeed the muscles can relax, they can let go, and be supported by the cushions that you're on. Then send the relaxation from your neck into your shoulders. Imagine that perhaps a beloved friend or partner has been massaging your shoulders, and those muscles can also relax and soften because you're in good hands. Then send that softness from your shoulders all of the way down the muscles of your back to your lower back. And from your shoulders down your biceps and triceps into your forearms, into your hands, and all of the way down to the very tips of your fingers. Then feel the relaxation spread further down into your hips and further down into the muscles of your legs and further down through those muscles past your knees, down into your calves, down into your ankles, and all of the way down to the very bottoms of your feet. From head to toe, your body's listening. And it listens well as you ask it for relaxation, softness, and comfort. Now, I'll take no credit for how you're effectively communicating with your body to successfully cause the muscles relaxation and softness. You can credit me for talking, for describing, for instructing, but the connection here is between your mind and your body. You are definitely in possession of a mind-body connection. Through this connection, you needn't distress your body with errant thoughts of what could go wrong, when you can comfort your body with intentional thoughts of where you can relax. You don't have to just take my word for it. Where you assess through your senses that it's permissible to relax, where you communicate with your body that now you shall relax, the relaxation you experience afterward is because of you. This is how you properly communicate with an entire human being. Just as you might place your hands lovingly upon a friend or partner's shoulders to massage their shoulders and wish relaxation upon them, you're now bringing your attention upon your own body and wishing your muscles relaxation is helping them to understand that that's what you want. This world is one in which you can breathe and you can relax, and there's no bad thing that's imminent. We don't live in a worse world where we have to keep bracing and holding our breaths. If in this world, relaxation and comfort cause only the expected, mundane, ordinary things to happen, you're never quite protected by anxiety so much as the adulthood you now have and the civilization that you live in. I know sometimes our bodies are adapted to 50,000, 100,000 years ago. But your mind is adapted to the 21st century, and your mind can comprehend that you are safe where you are. It's your mind-body connection that allows this knowledge to be felt in your body. Your relationship with your body is like a parent to a dependent. Sometimes you'll listen to your body, but sometimes you have every right to tell it, hey, I've assessed the situation. We can breathe here. We can relax here. We're safe here. After today, you know the thoughts in your head will affect how you feel. When you'd had many thoughts of what if, or it might be, your body had braced for impacts that don't come. You'd held your breath for things that don't manifest. Now that you're relaxing in the same body, with the same body, mind-body connection, on the same planet, on the same timeline, nothing bad follows. More relaxation comes. More of a sense of peace, of security, even of safety follows, which I would suggest are clear-eyed perceptions of your actual circumstances. In the past, when you'd encountered danger or a bad thing, you never had to imagine it. You could see it, you could hear it, you'd deal with it. When you dealt with it, your life continued. If in the future you happen to see a bad thing or some kind of threat, you'll deal with it, and as an adult, with an adult's judgment, an adult's intelligence, an adult's knowledge, an adult's voice, an adult's capacity to shape the world. We can trust the future you will be very well protected by the future you. You never again have to look for your mom, your dad, a partner, a teacher, an older sibling, when you can turn to yourself and you find within yourself an adult who's no less adult than everyone else who's over the age of 18 or 25. Let this be a known about your future. A lot of your distress came from the unknowns. In the darkness, you'd ask, what if? What if a bad thing happens? But it is actually a known, a definite known, that in the future, there's an adult with your values and no surprises who's going to take care of you, who has the authority to speak for you, who has the capacity to help shape the world into a slightly better shape because you are still in it. It's kind of like it used to be maybe if your mom or dad were present, you can go to a new place because there's an adult there to speak and to act upon the world if a bad thing happens. These days, you can turn to yourself and you find an adult who can speak or act upon the world if a bad thing happens. There's also an adult there to relax and smile and celebrate when good things happen. Let this be a known about your future. In every conceivable situation, you can hold your head up high. You're still a living, breathing human being with all the worth, all the value of a living, breathing human being, even in the what-if scenarios. Life continues. And then one day you're old, and if one day you're old and your life has been quite adventurous, then that's what makes a good story, a good memoir, even maybe a film. More and more you can feel like your future's gonna be, it's kind of an odyssey, where stories worth telling sometimes have adventures and misadventures. And as long as at the end of the story, life continues, you've healed from loss, you've healed from heartbreak, you've recovered from setbacks, you've recovered from career or financial problems, you've recovered from health problems, as a person does over the 80-plus year journey of one human life. Other knowns about your future have to do with what you're actually planning for. If you're planning to take a vacation in Costa Rica, then researching tickets, researching hotels, booking the tickets, booking the hotel ensures that your vacation will not be in Mexico, nor Jamaica, nor Barbados, but Costa Rica. And then the future is known. if in the future you achieve the things you plan for, you achieve the things you're consistent with, and then everything unexpected or out of your control is manageable by the future you who's definitely an adult, then right now you don't have to worry. Good use of the imagination mentally prepares for the outcomes you want. Good use of the imagination decides, yeah, Costa Rica sounds nicer than Mexico this year. And then you start to imagine, plan the trip you're going to take. No thought is needed on avoiding Detroit or Cleveland. No thought is needed on avoiding Europe or Africa or Asia. If you're mentally prepared for the place you want to go. And all the unpredictable things you can manage when the time comes after gaining a line of sight to see what it is you're dealing with. Now, this is how you navigate a highway. Or if you don't drive, if you ride a bike, this is how you navigate a trail. It's not by being able to see what's over the next hill or around the next corner. It's by staying perceptive and keeping your hands on the wheel. As long as you stay perceptive on a highway or a trail and your hand is on the wheel or the handlebars, you can round corners, not knowing what's around them, and still you arrive at your destinations. You can complete road trips, even 2,000-kilometer road trips, not knowing the weather in 5 days, not knowing the road conditions. But when you stay perceptive and your hands are on the wheel, you'll complete the trip. This is how you navigated your first day of kindergarten. It's not by knowing the names of the kids, not by knowing the classes they would put you in. It's with your very young eyes and ears and brain. They were good enough for the first day of kindergarten, for high school, for your first job, for your first love. Your eyes, your ears, and your brain at this point in time are the most advanced and sophisticated they've ever been. They're good enough for navigating today. Tomorrow, you'll be able to see what tomorrow brings. Your eyes, ears, brain will navigate tomorrow capably enough that your life continues to be an odyssey. In a year, a decade, it's true, we have no idea what's going to happen around the world, but we do know that you're still only partway through the lengthy journey of one human life. We know you're going to be able to be perceptive enough and sharp enough to figure out what's happening and deal with it based on your values, your priorities, and your interests. That doesn't mean perfectly. It doesn't mean you do things the way everyone else will. It means that the future you will ask themselves, now that I'm in this situation, what shall I do next? It's how you completed kindergarten. It's how you complete every drive, every bike ride. It's how you navigate a job. It's how you navigate a relationship. If we imagine anything about the future, we imagine, I like this road trip to this destination. I like to date this person because I can imagine a future with them. I like this career because I can see myself doing well there. And then when inevitably bad things happen, you didn't have to worry in advance, and you won't have to worry in advance. If you find yourself there, you're going to ask, okay, here's what I've got. What can I do next? Now, This one singular universe and this one singular timeline is very navigable. It was only hard to try navigating 1,000 possible timelines and 1,000 possible destinations or universes at the same time. And, well, you're hereby released from any need to. You only have to navigate the one highway you're driving on. You only have to navigate the one bike trail, the one kindergarten class they put you in. You only have to navigate this one life, this one timeline that unfolds moment after moment and day after day. You've been successfully navigating this life, this world, with the eyes you have, the ears you have, the brain you have, which are good enough that you can relax right now. And you can look around you, and if your circumstances still allow you to relax tonight, then you'll relax tonight. If you can relax at bedtime because of what is, then you shall relax at bedtime because of what is. Along the highway of life, if you have to change lanes, you will. If you have to accelerate or brake, you will, based on what you actually witness. But climbing the hill, you don't have to guess before you gain a line of sight. When you have a line of sight, then you know whether it's appropriate to accelerate or decelerate, to stay in the same lane or to change lanes. When you know how a job or a relationship evolves, then you can see, are you going to accelerate or decelerate, stay in the same lane or change lanes? You were born into a species that went to the moon and came back, that built the pyramids and the Great Wall. You were born into the species that created global commerce and the internet. You were born into the most adaptable and capable of all the species on Earth. You were also born into the most pro-social of all the species. You don't have all the burdens of the world on your shoulders. If there's 8 billion people on Earth, you have roughly 1/8 of the weight of the world on your shoulders. And that's a much more bearable burden. You don't have to suffer the kind of distress that comes from another person's wrongdoing while you wait for them to come and apologize to you. You don't have to suffer the distress that comes from your own wrongdoing if you can issue an apology before you go to bed. You don't have to suffer the kind of distress that comes from guessing what's around the corner if we know for sure that when you have a line of sight, you can navigate whatever it is you see. This is a world in which you can relax, you can breathe, you can be comfortable, and without any foolishness, while still being a mature, responsible adult, you can be a little happier, a little more comfortable, with positive consequences. Most of what had distressed you never came to be. Whenever you asked your imagination, well, what if a bad thing's going to happen? The imagination spun off an alternative, simulated possibility that is not in this world. In this world, you heal after illness and injury. You adapt to changing circumstances. In this world, life continues. In this world, You might sometimes lose a friend and then you gain a friend. And life continues. It's usually the mundane thing that actually happens when the time comes. Undistracted by what if, you can ask yourself, well, what is? What is true about me? What is true about this world? What is true about my life? Where is my glass half full? And then when you and the world and your life have enough to relax in, you can relax. Those in this world who neglect what is to imagine what if are not automatically more sophisticated or safe. Those who neglect what if to ask what is are not automatically foolish or naive or simple-minded. There is use for imagination. If you want to pick a vacation spot, if you want to assess multiple career paths or multiple romantic partners. But there's only one world to navigate as time unfolds. And it's the one that you see as you round each corner and crest each hill. It's the one you can hear with your ears. It's the one you might feel with your fingertips. And this world, it gives you enough air to breathe, enough water to drink, enough food to eat. It gives you a good enough internet connection through which you can access the world's information. It gives you opportunity. Turning away from what if, what could be, hypothetically or counterfactually, turning to see the substance that your life and the world is made of. You can release the kind of distress that came from what is simulated in worse worlds than this one. I'm not saying all the world is good. I'm just saying all the world isn't bad or scary or ugly. And when you're answering questions like, where can I relax? Where am I blessed? What is good? What is beautiful? Where can I find peace? Then you're looking past ugliness. You're looking past what's distressing. And you're looking at what is and which is worth looking at. At least you won't have to suffer the distress that comes from imagining a worse world than this while you neglect material circumstances that permit you to rest. Now, I know you might have gotten accustomed to being stressed. You might have become accustomed to anxiety, even to the point where it had felt safe and familiar. But let this experience of being in touch with your relaxed feelings and your comfortable feelings show you that you're safe anyway. Nothing bad happens from relaxing. You are not protected by stress or anxiety, or by imagining multiple what-if scenarios. You are protected in part by your adult status, having the voice, the stature, the equality of an adult. You've also been protected by the civilization you live in, where most people are pro-social. Most people want you to be happy, healthy, and long-lived. I'm not denying that total jerks exist. I'm saying that they deserve to be ignored, and your friends deserve your full attention. from head to toe. You can feel how your body's responded to all that I've suggested. But my words are merely my answers to the question of what do I think benefits you to keep at the forefront of your mind when you seek to be relaxed and comfortable in this world. You can more capably answer questions like, what do I find most peaceful? Who do I feel most accepted by? What do I think is joyous and beautiful in the world? I leave it to you to keep answering such questions. I would suggest it's good use of attention to have your attention on what is truthful and reassuring and truthful and empowering and truthful and good. And you never need it to be distracted by what is ugly and unreal. More and more, in your head and heart, you can be selective about the thoughts you'll keep. Just like not every idea is worth expressing to someone who you want to be happy. Not every thought is worth keeping in your head when you want you to be happy. And I would suggest that it is fair and inclusive to count yourself among those who you want to be happy. Emotions are not a zero-sum game. There doesn't always have to be someone who's stressed in the room. It's possible for everyone in the room to be relaxed. Your distress didn't make any healthy person any happier. Your happiness doesn't make any healthy person more distressed. Emotions are positive sum. You can be relaxed, your loved ones can be relaxed, your friends and neighbors can be relaxed, with positive consequences to the world as we increase the net amount of relaxation on earth among people. You can be happy, and at the same time your friends and your neighbors can be happy. No one has to suffer for you to benefit. You don't have to suffer for others to benefit. Knowing that the future you is definitely an adult and can handle whatever arises means you can kick the can down the road when it comes to handling unexpected, unwanted events you didn't plan for. Most of what you imagined, maybe all of the worst case scenarios you imagined, stayed imaginary. And that's where we have to now cast suspicion upon every thought, every what-if scenario that scares you. If those scenarios have such a poor predictive record, and then it's the mundane thing, the boring thing that keeps happening, then maybe this world is safe enough to relax in. Maybe this very real, tangible world is civilized enough. I know it's not perfect, but maybe it's civilized enough that where you are, you can relax. You can still think clearly and morally when you relax. You can still solve problems in the world when you relax. You are not causing anyone suffering when you relax. Just like you caused no one relief when you were stressed. Here I've been showing you how to think so that at least you can relax. At least there's one extra person on earth who's raising the net amount of relaxation that exists among people here. take the credit for communicating to your body effectively that which causes it to be this relaxed. I'll take no credit for what you're doing internally. You can credit me for talking, for instructing, for describing, for thinking these matters through, but take the credit for being the direct cause of the relaxation that you're feeling, so that you can keep causing relaxation by asking what is. Never mind what if. What is? And then if what is gives you soft cushions that support your body, if what is there's lots of air for everyone to breathe, if what is that nothing terrible is happening, then you can relax in your circumstances. We can trust on a long enough timeline. Eventually, you're going to have to handle something unexpected, and then you'll figure it out with the information that you have. But no longer do you have to navigate hypothetical worlds, while this world permits you to be relaxed and happy. When you're driving down an open highway and the sky's blue, there's no traffic, there's no chance of impact, you can relax as you keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. You can relax. And then if there's a rabbit that jumps under the road ahead, the future you will handle it, and you do not have to brake preemptively. You don't have to swerve for rabbits that aren't there. You'll just drive on the road that you're on and trust the future you, if needed, will relax only, or so will react only to the one world that they are in. Then feel all of this sink in. You've heard me describe to you in this world, so you can carry on being you, having reflected upon the adulthood you now possess, with which you're going to navigate whatever the rest of the day, the week, the month brings. As I count up, begin to bring your attention outward and feel energy return with every count. 1. Become aware of your body and the cushions. Become aware of every breath which brings increasing energy into your system. Become aware of how your outlook on the coming days, the coming weeks, the coming years might have changed. And, well, you know you're going to be there. You're going to be there to help you relax in the vast majority of circumstances where you can relax. And you'll be there to fix problems in the fewer scenarios where you must fix a problem. And then your life continues. You're still a living human being who can hold your head up. 2. Become more aware to your senses, your surroundings, and everything else going on around you. Notice how the music in the background now begins to fade. Become aware of where your hands and feet are resting. 3. Become aware and alert again to how good you feel. Become aware as to how you plan to take what you've learned about yourself and the world and your thoughts, so that even today and tomorrow, you can be the same person. You can have all the same existence, but in your head and heart, knowing you have this mind-body connection, you'll be a little more selective about the thoughts you keep, so that what is matters more than what if. 3, 4. Then feel a huge wave of energy go from the very bottoms of your feet all of the way up to the top of your head, making you feel refreshed, making you feel energized, and making you feel clearer in every way, knowing that you've made some changes in perspective here. And these changes in perspective happen very quickly. Just turning away from what if, turning away from everywhere you don't want to go, turning to look at what is and where you're going next. When this is all you need to be more relaxed as you in this world, then no change to either you or the world is needed. Just keep looking at what is. Keep looking at where you're going. Keep your hands on the wheel. And life keeps unfolding as you manage each day. And 5, as it all sinks in, then open your eyes and return fully back to the room out here.